Hi, this is Asa, co-founder of GameOnDaily, and I am grinning from ear to ear while I bring you this week's TLDR news roundup because we're just days away from the launch of the next generation of consoles. There's still plenty of fun to be had with games coming to the hardware that's already in our homes as well, so stick with me for just a few minutes while I run through the biggest news and talking points we've seen over the last week. Let's get to it. All of the big embargoes around the Xbox Series consoles are out of the way, so we've had loads of reviews and impressions come through. It's always really hard to review a console when it launches because they're ultimately judged on their games, and those arrive over the lifetime of the console. That's particularly true of these Xbox Series consoles, as there's a definite lack of heavy-hitting titles available at launch. Impressions of the system itself are still really positive. It runs quietly, and everything from navigating the dashboard to firing up games is quick and responsive, and such a step up from the previous Xbox consoles that it would be really hard to go back. Dealer Gaming has an in-depth look at the console on his channel, and if you consider yourself to be an Xbox fan, his content is always worth checking out. He sums the console up as extremely capable. Colt Eastwood is another big voice in the Xbox fan community that got his hands on a Series X. His video review highly recommends the console, and I highly recommend his video review because it features a lot of really high quality footage captured straight from the console. So if you want to know what the games look like in action, then take a look there. Trevor at COG Connected keeps finding fingerprints on the console. I'm not too sure what they're doing with it over at COG Connected, but their coverage is definitely worth checking out as well. And if you're looking for impressions of the Xbox Series S, then hit this piece from Console Creatures. Links to all of these articles are available in the video description. PlayStation 5 reviews are landing just as I wrap up this video. It's almost as if Sony didn't consider my plight at all. I can forgive their transgression though because the reviews so far are really strong. In terms of hardware, the feedback is familiar. It's responsive, it runs quietly, and it feels like a massive step up from the last generation of consoles. Console Creatures love the DualSense controller, but perhaps the biggest thing that sets these PlayStation 5 reviews apart from their Xbox counterparts is that they're accompanied by reviews for games. Spider-Man Miles Morales reviews paint a great picture, and Astro's Playroom is scoring surprisingly highly. We're still waiting on some pretty big games as well, with Demon's Souls, Godfall, and of course Bugsnax reviews imminent. It's pretty hard to argue against the PlayStation having the stronger launch lineup. DARQ 5 has been under a fairly intense spotlight over the last few weeks, as it's perhaps unfairly shouldered the responsibility of showcasing what the Xbox Series consoles will be delivering when they launch. Well, good news everyone. Reviews from Hey Poor Player, COG Connected, Gertlush Gaming and Eurogamer say the game is really accomplished and fun to play, packing in loads of content and great arcade-leaning rally driving. TechStomper were less enamoured by the move away from simulation and level some fair criticism of the game that's worth considering as well. DARQ 5 is available now on PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, and the console versions both come with free upgrades to their respective next-gen consoles as soon as you can get your hands on them. Yakuza Like a Dragon takes really bold steps to reinvent the long-running and notoriously quirky series with a turn-based Japanese RPG makeover. The result has been a pleasant surprise with some really high-scoring reviews, and Windows Central calling the game an unexpected masterpiece and the sleeper hit of the year. If you're not familiar with the Yakuza series, then the trailer in the background actually probably doesn't prepare you for the level of daft antics on offer, and the change of gameplay style hasn't left a dent there. The game releases November 10th for PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox One and the Xbox Series consoles, but anyone wanting to play the PlayStation 5 version of the game will have to wait until March next year. Gears of War 5 is being optimised for the new Xbox consoles and the touch-up is fairly substantial. This is just a quick roundup so I won't go full nerd here, but at a high level it packs in more detail, better lighting, richer explosions and incidental effects, and perhaps most importantly, double the frame rates as the previous console versions. If you want to geek out at the techniques being used, then Digital Foundry break it down really well as they always do, so find that link in the video description. There's also smaller upgrades to 60 frames per second coming for Sea of Thieves on the Xbox Series consoles and for Days Gone on the PlayStation 5. Okay, that about does it for this week's episode. Next week people around the world are going to have their hands on these consoles, so there should be loads more content, loads more reviews for us to cover in next week's TLDR. As always, if you can't wait that long and you want the news as it breaks, then check out GameOnDaily.com. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, take a look around the channel, and hopefully I'll catch you again next week. Enjoy your gaming.